Stop. Do not start your car yet. Before you turn that key, I need to show you something that is happening inside your engine right now. Something your mechanic sees every single day. Something he has a very specific reason to never tell you about. Your engine is lying to itself. Not because anything broke. Not because anything wore out. Because 5 sensors that take 15 minutes to clean are covered in contamination. Today I am going through all 5 sensors. What each one does. What happens when it gets dirty. Exactly what the shop charges when they misdiagnose it. And exactly how to fix it yourself before you hand anyone a single dollar. Stay right here, because the last sensor on this list is the one mechanics never mention first. Not because they do not know about it. Because there is no money in mentioning it first. Sensor 1. The 780 oxygen sensor. That was never the problem. Your check engine light came on. Code P0171. System running lean. Your mechanic pulls that code, looks you in the eye, and says oxygen sensor failure. Quote comes back 400 to 600 per sensor. Some vehicles have 4 of them. Here is what he never tells you. A lean code does not mean the oxygen sensor failed. It means the computer saw a lean condition. That lean condition has 6 different causes. The oxygen sensor is one of them. A dirty MAF sensor causing the computer to underdeliver fuel is another. A vacuum leak is another. Your mechanic skipped the 0 diagnostic steps. Went straight to the 500 part. I had a customer, paid $780, both upstream oxygen sensors replaced on his truck. Lean code came back within 300 miles. Same code, brand new sensors. Same problem. I checked the MAF sensor. Contaminated. Cleaned it in 15 minutes. Lean code never came back. The oxygen sensors he paid $780 for were working perfectly the entire time. Next time a shop quotes you an oxygen sensor, ask one question before you say yes. Did you clean the MAF sensor first? Watch what happens to that quote. Sensor 2. The one your shop called a $3,200 transmission problem. You feel it every morning. Car hesitates pulling out of the driveway. Jerks between gears. Hard clunk shifting from first to second. Getting worse every week. Shop hooks up the scanner. Sees erratic throttle data. Starts talking transmission service. $300 just to look at it. Quote comes back $3,200. Here is the truth. It is not the transmission. It never was. Your throttle position sensor sits on your throttle body. It tells the computer how far you pressed the accelerator and how fast. The computer uses that to control fuel delivery, ignition timing, and transmission shift points. All at the same time. When the TPS sends erratic data, the transmission shifts wrong. Too early. Too late. Hard clunk. Feels exactly like a failing transmission. It is not. It is carbon buildup on the throttle body making the sensor read inconsistent data. The throttle plate gets sticky after 50,000 miles. Carbon coats the bore. The plate sticks slightly, releases, sticks again. TPS reads that inconsistency and sends garbage shift data to the computer. Fix. $6 can of throttle body cleaner. 20 minutes. I had a customer sitting across from a $3,200 transmission quote. 2 months of progressive hesitation. Getting scared. Cleaned the throttle body. Cleared the TPS adaptation values. 25 minutes total. Drove perfectly. That transmission was never touched. Never needed to be. Clean the throttle body before anyone mentions your transmission. Every time. 0 exceptions. Stay right here. Because sensor 3 is the one that gets confused with sensor 5, and that confusion has cost drivers hundreds of dollars in unnecessary parts. Do not skip ahead. Sensor 3. The 4-minute fix your shop quoted $684. Most drivers have never heard of this sensor. Some mechanics confuse it with sensor 5, the MAP sensor. Manifold absolute pressure. Instead of measuring airflow directly, it measures pressure inside the intake manifold. Your computer uses that pressure reading to calculate air density and deliver the right amount of fuel. On turbocharged engines, it also monitors boost pressure. When it fails, you feel one specific symptom: surging under load, highway speed, steady throttle. Engine pulses rhythmically. Not misfiring, not stumbling, just surging, over and over. That is the MAP sensor. Here is what shops skip every single time. The MAP sensor connects to the intake manifold through a small vacuum port. That port gets clogged with carbon and oil residue. Block port means bad pressure reading. Bad pressure reading looks like a failed sensor. Clean the port. Problem gone. New sensor completely unnecessary. 2 things to check before replacing any MAP sensor. First, the vacuum port. A thin pick and compressed air clears it in 2 minutes. Second, vacuum leaks anywhere between the throttle body and engine. A cracked hose creates false pressure readings that look identical to sensor failure. I had a customer. Turbocharged Subaru, weak boost. Surging at highway speed. Shop quoted 680s for a new MAP sensor and boost leak test package. MAP sensor port was completely blocked with carbon. Compressed air. 4 minutes. Boost came back immediately. Surging gone. Not a single part replaced. That 680 repair was a 4-minute cleaning job. Sensor 4. The one that makes your engine refuse to start and turns scared drivers into 2,000 customers. This sensor is different. When this one starts failing, the symptoms are so dramatic that people panic. And panicking in a dealership waiting room is the most expensive thing you can do. The crankshaft position sensor monitors the crankshaft as it spins, telling the computer exactly where every piston is at every millisecond. Fuel injection timing and ignition spark timing both depend on this data completely. Here is the signature symptom. Engine starts fine when cold, runs perfectly for 20 minutes, then stalls at a traffic light, will not restart for 30 minutes, then starts again like nothing happened. Heat-related intermittent stall. That is this sensor. Here is what happens next. Engine will not start. Driver panics. Tow truck to the dealership. Technician sees no crank signal, starts talking timing chain issues, engine damage. Worst case scenarios, customer authorizes a 1000 diagnostic deep dive because they are scared and the car will not start. The sensor itself costs $40 to $120. 1 hour labor maximum. Total honest repair, $150 to $250. But before replacing anything, check the connector first. This sensor lives low on the engine, exposed to road debris. Oil spray, heat cycling. The connector pins corrode. Corrosion creates resistance. Resistance creates intermittent signal loss that looks exactly like sensor failure. Electrical contact cleaner. Dielectric grease. Reconnect. Sometimes that is the entire fix. $3 repair on a symptom shops quote $2,000 to diagnose. One driver towed his truck to 3 different shops over 4 months. Intermittent no start, always heat related, always restarted after 30 minutes sitting. First shop. Fuel pump replacement, 6020. Problem came back. Second shop, ignition control module, 480. Problem came back. Third shop quoted a timing chain inspection, 400 just to look. He called me, cleaned the connector, applied dielectric grease. Cleared codes. 18 months later, 0 issues. The third and 100 in previous repairs fixed nothing, because nobody checked a corroded connector first. When your engine pulls a dramatic no start, do not panic. Panic turns an 80E fix into a 2,000 invoice. Check the connector first. Always. Sensor 5. The one causing everything on this list that your mechanic never cleans first, because there is no money in cleaning it first. Everything traces back to this one. Every lean code, every rich code, every oxygen sensor code, every rough idle, every catalytic converter warning, all of it. The mass airflow sensor sits between your air filter and throttle body, measuring exactly how much air enters your engine every second. Your computer uses that number to calculate fuel delivery. Right air reading, engine runs perfectly. Wrong reading, everything breaks simultaneously. The MEMAF uses sensing elements thinner than a human hair, and over 30,000 to 50,000 miles of film builds up on those elements. Oil vapor from the PCV system. Dust particles slipping past the air filter. Carbon working backwards through the intake. You cannot see it. No dramatic failure. No warning. Just slow contamination turning accurate readings into garbage data. And that garbage data triggers every code your computer has. Shops pull those codes. See a menu of expensive repairs. Oxygen sensors, fuel injectors, catalytic converter, intake manifold inspection. Nobody looks at the sensor causing every single code, because cleaning it takes 15 minutes and $8. And there is no profit in an $8 fix. One customer paid $2,400 across 2 dealership visits. Oxygen sensors, fuel injectors, diagnostic fees. Same rough idle every time she got the car back. Cleaned the MAF sensor in her driveway. 15 minutes. Idle smoothed instantly. Fuel economy returned within 2 tanks. Every code gone. Every dollar she paid across 2 dealership visits was chasing symptoms of a sensor nobody touched. Here is how to do it yourself. MAF sensor cleaner only. $8. Any auto parts store. Not carb cleaner. Not brake cleaner. Not throttle body cleaner. Those destroy the sensing element. MAF cleaner only. Turn off the ignition. Disconnect the connector. Remove 2 or 3 small torque screws. Slide the sensor out carefully. Take it outside. Hold it with the sensing element facing down. 3 short 2-second bursts directly on the element. 30 seconds between each burst. Never touch the element with anything. Spray only. 5 minutes to dry completely. Reinstall. Reconnect. Disconnect the negative battery terminal for 10 minutes. Reconnect. Start the engine. Let it idle 2 minutes without touching the throttle. Watch it smooth out. That is the Tuo Delos 400 repair. 15 minutes. $8. 5 sensors. All of them misdiagnosed daily. All of them fixable before you spend a single dollar. Clean the MATF first, every single time. Check the throttle body before anyone mentions transmission. Clear the MAP sensor port before replacing it. Check the crankshaft position sensor connector before authorizing any deep diagnostic. Your mechanic learned everything you just learned. He just chose what to do with that knowledge differently than I did. Now you have the same knowledge. Use it next time someone hands you a quote. If this just saved you from writing a check, hit like right now. Share this with every driver you know. Subscribe so you never miss what comes next. Drop a comment and tell me what country you are watching from. I read every single one.